All praise belongs to Allah Jalla wa Ala. The peace and blessings of Allah be upon all the prophets of Allah, and the last and final messenger of Allah, the Imam of the messengers, Muhammad sallallahu alayhi wa alihi wa sallam. First I'd like to welcome everyone to Lewisham Islamic Center, and just to mention to everyone that this month we've been focusing on various journeys towards Islam. A brother came from Marxism to Islam, a brother came from being a non-practicing Muslim to Islam, a brother came from, you could say, a life from the streets towards Islam. And today our fourth lecture is Brother Usamah Louison, or Michael Louison, or Sifu Usamah as you know him, and his journey from Christianity, and also how Wing Chun directed him towards this noble religion of Islam. I leave you with my esteemed guest, Brother Usamah.
Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. Peace upon you and His mercy, and all my non-Muslim guests. Non-Muslim guests. First of all, I'd like to praise Allah for giving me the guidance and what I have in my life. Nothing happens without Allah. So I praise Him first. First of all, I'll try to introduce myself. My name is Usamah Michael Louison. My profession is really a qualified designer. I worked in most of the hotels in West End. But the last 20 years, 30 years I've been studying martial arts, Wing Chun. I've been teaching Wing Chun for 20 years and studied Wing Chun for 10 years. So in that time, 30 years of Wing Chun. That's my experience. And also worked for another company teaching team building. Teaching how people work together to improve their structure and in the work, in life, everything like that. But most of my time I spend now teaching martial arts, Wing Chun, to non-Muslims and Muslims, next door to the Islamic Center. I will start off from my background. My parents, they're from Roman Catholic, they're from the Caribbean, St. Lucia. They came here in the 60s, and I was born here. And they're, like I said, from Roman Catholic. They're not strong Roman Catholic, but are Roman Catholics. Most of the time, at that time, when I was young, I can recall, most of the people from the Caribbean were from Roman Catholic, especially from the Caribbean islands. So, but most of them didn't really practice. They're just from Roman Catholic, you know. And I used to go to church, but I wasn't deep into church. I went to church because my parents had nowhere to put us. 6 kids, 3 brothers, 2 sisters, me including 6 of us. And on the weekends, they didn't know where to put us, so they brought us to church. And really, I didn't know what I was doing in church. I was just there having fun, playing, things like that. I got baptized. I didn't get baptized in church because I was born premature. So everything was done in the hospital. So they thought I was going to die at that time. So I got my name in church, in the hospital, and that was it. But when I got older, my parents had the way of the Christianity faith in them. I didn't see no pictures on the walls in my parents' house of Jesus Christ, nothing like that. So alhamdulillah, I didn't get caught up in that situation. But some of my cousins, I went to their house and I see many pictures on the wall. It's really, I can recall one house I went to, my family's house, cousins. I couldn't see the wallpaper on the wallpaper. All I saw was pictures of Jesus, Mary, statues, everything like that. And that was quite strange for me. And I couldn't see the carpet neither because it's all furniture. So you can know a long time ago, like as black people have their furniture, they put plastic on the seats. You know, don't want no one to sit down on their seats. You have a special room for the guests only. So my parents had the same situation. With a room, we couldn't go in the sitting room because we're only for guests. But don't worry, when they was out to work, we went inside there and muck around and played as kids. You know, so I wasn't a naughty kid, but I try and do what I can get away with. That was it. You know. And so going to church on a Sunday, not every day, not every weekend, only some Sundays. And my brother now, he's a Christian, he's practicing Christian now. And we all I've got a strong family. Because I'm a Muslim, my brothers and sisters are Christian, and they're practicing right now. But we have a strong bond together. And they respect me, what I believe in, and I respect them what they believe in. And that's very, very important. Most important things, I'm going to try and put these certain words in your head so you can remember. Intention, knowledge, structure, action, hope, understanding, love, and belief. These words play a big point in my life, whether I'm Muslim or non-Muslim. And you'll see from my journey through Islam, telling you, how did I become Muslim? And before I was a Muslim, you see these words come into play. But they're really important words. And without these words, this structure, you'll be a bit lost. In life, we have no structure, and we have structure. And everyone's looking for a structure in life. And through my experience, from my travelling, I've gained a structure, and I find a better structure, which is Islam for me. And no one don't know how better structure it is until you try it. I read about it and get knowledge from it. So for me, I've done everything in life already, that you'll see going through my journey through Islam. But Islam is the best one. I have many teachers in the past, my comfort teachers, my parents are teachers, my friends are teachers, even people criminals are teachers. They will teach you how to steal and teach you not to steal. Because you've got to know what's right and wrong. So I learned both ways. So my friends who are criminals, they were my teachers. So I didn't leave nothing alone. So I brought up my time, my life, when I was growing up, just to teach and study. Without even knowing it. Just teach and study. So when I went to go to school, very young age, what I love a lot. Play. I used to play a lot, you know. And when you're young, you know, my brothers will play. One thing about our family, brothers and sisters, we didn't fight. Some families fought, we didn't fight at all. We fought everybody else, but not us, not brothers and sisters. You know, anybody trouble my brother, I intervene. Anybody trouble me, they intervene. But I was the middle one, and I couldn't fight, so no one interfered with me. So at a young age, I remember going to primary school. The school was dominated white people, Caucasian. So at that time in the 80s, there was a lot of races going on. But I didn't really ride me at all, really. I just dealt with it. This is part of life. Living in the area, different cultures, and most important, the dominant area I lived in was Deptford. And the school went to Deptford Park, and there's a lot of pure white people. You know? There's only about 4 black families in that school. And that time, I didn't really feel racist at all, but I knew it was there, because no one interfered with me at all. I can remember going to school the first time, primary school. I must have been about 9 or 10. And my parents always told me, have good manners, respect everybody, don't get in trouble, whatever. But they said, anybody interfere with you, my father said, fight back. So I let my head straight away. So when I went to school first time, black kid, they're going to try and gamble on you. Yeah, I fought the first person, give them a good beating, and afterwards they leave me alone. That's it. Yeah, you find that from my experience, through playing or fighting, that people will leave you alone and you fight back. But if you don't retaliate back, they will come on oppressing you. So I learned from a young age not to be oppressed. So I have never in my life lost a fight. Alhamdulillah. you know, in my time of growing up, and I had many fights, and you will see later on. And most important thing, then I got to know the people very well. Regardless they were white, they were still nice. They were still nice people. You have some bad people, you have some nice people. So growing up around a lot of white people, they were nice to me. I can recall one time in Deptford, there was a National Front, and they were attacking a lot of black people. And some of the white people I knew who were National Front, they saw me and they said, leave that guy alone. They knew me, you know. So I went, wow, at that time, I didn't say alhamdulillah, I wasn't Muslim at the time, but now alhamdulillah, you know. And so I said to myself, look at that. Because they know me, I got away with it. Because they know me. Then I realised that not everybody was a racist. That was the first experience of race I had, you know. But I realised not everybody was a racist. And I also know now I went to a black school now. Went to another secondary school now. It's completely different again now. That's when you have to fight. The school was dominating blacks, and they're all fighting you now. So what was strange, going to a white school, not many people attacked me, but going to a black school, everyone was attacking you. So I find it quite strange. And then I realised that racism is also in black people too, because I come from a small island, they say St. Lucia. There are a lot of Jamaicans, a lot of Africans. So I realised that race is there again. But not everyone was racist, but some were. So we also have racists also in black culture. Well, people think we do not have, we do have. But at that time going to school, they wanted to make me as a principal because I was always looking for justice and didn't want to, you know, I like to fight, but I didn't fight for just to fight. I fight because I enjoy fighting. And then when they would trouble me, I would defend myself. So when I was in secondary school now, my brother was there before me, my older brother was there before me. And when I arrived in school, I said, someone's trying to pick on me. He said to me, don't worry, fight your own battles. Yeah, fight your own battles, right? Because if I helped you, they will think you need your brother all the time. So I said, okay. So I fought this guy. I gave him a beating again. This guy gave me a really bad beating too. So examples show everybody, look how I fight, and I fight vicious. And anybody want to fight me again, you can get the same beating what this guy's got. And I was young. So that fight I had, hey, that was done with. Book is shut. No one interfered with me in school again. But through like 16, 17, you had some people bullying people, taking people's money, and they also come up to me saying, oh Mike, this guy took my money. I said, all right, take me to him, give me back his money. Then they give me back his money, because they knew that I would fight them. Justice. And the justice I got through my life is for watching a program come through, David Carradine. And I was impressed by this program. And not the spiritual type, I was the justice type. And I was always voting for the winner, goodie, not the baddie. And some of my friends were all baddies, but I always went on the goodie side. So my way of thinking was also be strong, be powerful, and help the weak. Okay? So anytime I got in a situation, or people got in a situation, they came to me and asked me, can you solve the problem? Because I couldn't fight. And there's one time, there was one bully, and this guy was from Africa. Don't know what nationality or part of Africa he's from. All I know, he was big and strong. It's the first time I fought an African. And when I fought him, he tried to take my eyes out. And I said, whoa, these guys fight dirty. And he tried to lift me up and throw me on the car. So I said, oh man, so I got to learn to fight dirty. So I went to fight dirty too. I didn't take his eyes out, I lifted him up and put his head on the door. Bang his head on the door, wall, everything. And after they stopped the fight, and then, the guys, we calmed down, things like that, left each other alone, and from then there was no fighting again. That's at school. But my parents always, when I got in trouble, I told my parents was quite supportive to me. Any situation I got in trouble, they know I wasn't a mad person, I wasn't to want to fight. They know that I mind my own business, I do what I do, and that was it. So they were quite supportive to me, and there was no problem. So I loved a background and family. My mother and father was really good. My father was a really loving person. He's still a loving person and generous person. My mum at the time was very hard and strong. If you knocked on my door and asked on Michael, my mum would say, who you want, what you want, and why you want to see him. So later on, I told my mum, you can't be so harsh to the people who come to the house to see us. She said, why? It's my house. So I said, okay, yeah, it's true, it's your house. I'm only 16. But my mum was protective, loving, and she didn't want no one to interfere with the children, things like that. So I can understand that growing up now. But later on, I'm 10, 18, my mum started to be open-minded. We talked to speak to her in front of the camera and sit down with us. And that's what it was. My mum was trying to be open-minded. Now my mum is a lovely mother now, open-minded. I can talk to her about anything. Because, why? She's open-minded. Now my parents aren't open-minded at all, therefore I have a problem. Therefore there's some brothers I know from who's got fathers and mothers and not open-minded and have a hard time. Unfortunately, alhamdulillah, I didn't have no hard time at all with my parents. So maybe Allah was directing me to go to my parents to guide me and also make it easy for me. But some of my friends got beatings a lot from their parents. There was one situation when we were all sitting down outside our house, and my friend didn't wash the dishes. We called the ways or the dishes. The black people know, go and wash the wheels or the dishes. And one time we was all sitting down, and my friend's sitting here, I'm sitting here, my brother's sitting here, other friend's sitting here, and we saw his mum coming, approaching with a pot in her hand. A frying pan. And we didn't say nothing, because we couldn't see what she was going to do. That's how our mindset was. We didn't mind anyone got a beating, we'll see what happens. So she walked up to him, and she went to him, bang on the head with the frying pan. Go and wash the wheels. Go and wash the dishes. And we laughed. It was funny. And he ran down the road, screaming, my head, my head, my head. So anyway, his mum, next time we see him, he was laughing at him, saying, look at your mum beat you in front of all of us with a frying pan, He goes, yeah, that's my mum. But my friend always had the dog with him all the time, And this dog, he's always carried with him. And come here, the dog was called Rusty. Everywhere we see the dog, you must see my friend. Yeah? Everywhere you went, we see the dog. I think that dog was his protection. because people are bullying. But this is growing up. And then I'm going to school. Then one day I was watching, like I said, martial arts to come through on TV. That's what inspires me to come through. As I knew to fight a lot, but I want to learn kung fu. So I started to learn what's martial arts on TV, what's the late night movies. At that time, when I started to watch late night movies, I was 18. When I was 16, I couldn't go out at all because my parents wouldn't let us go out at curfew. So when I was 18, I just started to go to late night movies. When you watch movies at late night at night, it starts at 11:30 and finishes about 2 o'clock in the morning. Show 2 films. So I really got into Chinese movies. And I got into Jackie Chan. And I said to myself, the intention in my life, I like to go to Jackie Chan, to meet Jackie Chan in the future, in my lifetime. Go to Hong Kong, but also learn martial arts and things like that. That was my intention. And that was my love to do, you know? So years passed on, still training. And then one day I saw something on TV. I saw a lot of people ran a black box. I had no idea what it was. But it was quite impressive for me because I come from a situation when I was young, all white people, then all black people. Then another situation, I know some Indian people. But when I saw on TV, some people going around box, a lot of people in the country, I had no idea where it was. And later on I come to know it was the Kaaba. People going around the Kaaba, doing tawaf, means go around, you know, for Hajj. And I had no idea where it was. But at the time I loved it because I saw many nationalities in one place doing something. I never saw it before in my whole life. You know, in TV. I always saw white people on TV, black people doing crime, Indians selling food, Chinese doing kung fu. But I never see a nationality people all together. And then I realised it later on when I got older, I realised this was Islam. And I said, alhamdulillah, it's really nice. That was a lovely thing what I saw, but I didn't see it again for many, many years. I just saw it on TV. I didn't know what it was at the time. Anyway, my life carried on. I wanted to learn martial arts. I saw one of my friends practicing martial arts. And I see him controlling someone quite easy, finesse, really easy. And I said to myself, man, I want to do that. So, what I did, I enrolled myself in the school. I was about 16. And the start I was doing called Prime Mantis. I did it for six months. But at the same time, I was going to college doing designing and decorating. So my time was always taken up. I had no time for waste times. I was always doing something. And plus, I want to get the house because my mum would always moan at the time. Parents always moan at when we was young. Can't do this, can't sit there, can't go here, can't do this. What you do? You go out and study. You know, you get away from the chat. You know, and it wasn't really moaning. They just telling us to do something. And as a young kid, we really don't want to do nothing at all. That's the difference. When we're young, we don't want to do nothing. We just want to sit down and do what we want to do. Yeah, eat, watch TV, and that's it. So when our parents tell us something, we sort of rebel a bit, or we go out and start to play with other things. Other friends, things like that. But what I did, I didn't really go out and play too much. I went to study. I didn't want to sort of mess up my life. I know a lot of people in the streets who was in gangs, who had knives and things like that, and really, really bad. So I started to learn martial arts to pass the time. And plus I love martial arts at the same time. So my experience in martial arts got really strong. And at the same time, like before martial arts, I was going to nightclubs and things like that. Normal person, young person, but not really too much nightclubs. Because I did it when I was very young, at 16. And I can guarantee that every black kid did this when they're 16, my age, in the 80s. You sneaked out to go to a nightclub. Your parents be up till you go to sleep, and what you do? You put a pillow on the bed, cover it, and you sneak out the window and you go to the boogie. And you come back 6 o'clock in the morning and jump back in your bed. And that's what we all used to do, all of us, in the 80s. And it was one day I got caught. My parents, I got to the door, I saw lights on at night time, 4 o'clock in the morning. I said, man, I got caught. Man, I got caught. What am I going to do? I said, I go in. My father was there and wait for me with the belt. Yeah. So I said to myself, man, I better take the punishment. So I took the beating. But it was worth the beating. I enjoyed myself at the same time. But I said to myself, boy, that beating was a bit harsh. But I said to myself, I'm not going to do it again. or I'm not going to get caught again, you know. So I weighed it up. Anyway, and afterwards, I get older, I stopped doing like rubbish again, and I started to be more respectable with my parents and start listening to them and things like that. My father was always telling me certain things, don't do this, don't do that, and tell me, be careful with these people, this and that. And so he was reminding me all the time. And when I used to go out, I used to see things, I observe everything. So when my father would tell me something about a person, I see it straight away, right in front of me. And I sit back, I said, that's what my dad said. So I stopped, didn't do it. So alhamdulillah, my dad gave me some direction in life, to his best of knowledge, and I thank him for that. And that's why I learned from my parents, you know, but not from a Christian point of view. They were Christians, but they weren't really strong Passion Christians. Like I said, most of our parents at that time go to church every Sunday, do all the rubbish during the week, dancing, boogie, things like that, and gambling, but on Sunday they go to church. It's what's common right now. It's all from the Muslims coming right now for the Muslims, do the same thing like the Christians. They do everything during the week and come Jummah on Friday. So you see, we all follow the same route sometimes, if we're not strong enough in our religion. So after that, practicing, I was fighting with some people, and someone said to me, there's going to be a fight, there's some gang, going to be a fight. And my friends are quite mad. They have swords in their back and choppers. Yeah. And I got mad friends, I got good friends and bad friends. And I want to fight. So they said to me, yeah, we can fight this gang. So I said, what you got? They said, look, watch. Chopper. I said, it's extreme, isn't it? One said, no, what? Ninja sword, you know? So I said to myself, no, this is too much. Someone's going to die, you know? And because I watched a lot of movies about prison, I didn't want to go there. Because I saw people movies about prison. So when you know what's movies about prison, you think your mind about everything. So prison, go inside prison, and then give you a new name. They give you a name called Mary. Why? Because you're someone's girl when you go in prison. So I said to myself, my friends are mad, a bit mad, but I don't want to go to prison to what they're doing, mad things that they're doing. So I stepped back. And I said, look guys, you guys are too much. You know, I'm not going that far. So I stopped. You know I can fight, you know I can fight, but you're going to the other extreme. You know, it's not about that. It's not about don't push the borders, you know. But there were people, they were young, no guidance, no family, no mother and father to guide them. So I was, alhamdulillah, lucky I had the parents to guide me. They didn't have that. They come from broken families, they were poor, they couldn't do nothing, they robbed, that's all they can do. So I always pray when I was young to say, don't let me be poor and don't let me be rich. If I'm poor, that means I can do anything at ordinary to rob anyone. If I'm rich, I can forget myself and do anything to the extreme. So I said, what I want, the middle one, balanced one. So that was my way of thinking at the time. Life carried on, and then one day a situation happened in the youth club. I was sparring some people, mucking around fighting. I kicked someone really hard, and he conked out, and I thought he was dead. So I said to myself, man, I'm not fighting no one ever again, because I kicked this guy in the chest, and he didn't wake up for about 5 minutes. And I thought, man, oh my God, maybe he's dead, what am I going to do? Anyway, we recovered him, he got up, and I was so happy, you know. So I said, man, since that day, I said, I'm not going to fight no one again. Let me go and learn martial arts properly. Because I'm doing martial arts from the TV, but not really learning martial arts. So what I did, I started to learn martial arts properly. So I found a teacher, his name was Nino Bernardo, a nice guy. He spoke about 17 languages. He's half Chinese, half Filipino. He's from Hong Kong, but he's living over here. And at that time I was about probably 17, you know. And his school was in North London, Stoke Newington, but I lived in South East. So what I did for a whole year, I literally went to North London to study martial arts from this guy. Everyone thought that I moved out of the area because they didn't see me. And what I did, I went to just learn martial arts. I stopped going clubbing, I just done pure martial arts and study. And that sort of took me out of trouble also. So alhamdulillah, that was good. And then one day, you know, after doing martial arts about a year and a half, one of my friends said to me, oh, let's go to a club. I said, no, I don't really go to clubs no more, you know, I'm just training. He said, no, let's go to the club, let's have fun, go to the club. So I said, okay, I'll go. I'll go to a club now. What happens? I'm standing up, enjoying myself. Someone pushed me from behind. So I turned around to the guy, what are you pushing me for? He said, I stepped in his shoes. So I said, look man, I didn't step in your shoes. If I did, I would say sorry. He goes, no, you stepped in my shoes. So he goes to me, so he pushed me again. He said, you want to fight? I said, look, I don't want to fight, let's come and fight. And suddenly, he brought a knife out, trying to stab me. And because I knew some martial arts and self-defense, I kicked him in his chest. So he was shocked. Then he come again, and I punched him. And the knife just tipped me on my top of my head. And afterwards, they jumped in and stopped the fight. And then they said to him that, everyone said to him, Mike, you know, he's gonna, don't carry on, don't, go after him, you know. I said, man, the guys were trying to stab me. What do you think I'm gonna do, you know? So the guy said, they said, yeah, but he's got a lot of brothers. So I said, I don't care, you know. Eventually, quiet down the club. I said, I left. And they said to me, look, this guy got weapons. So I said, yeah, so I've got weapons. I had a license to carry weapons. So I said, okay, you got weapons? I carry weapons. So next day, I put my thing in my jacket, my long coat, and I walked down the street normal. And suddenly, the guy heard about me, and they said, you fought one of the, they said to one of the guys, you fought one of the Louisons. He said, yeah. They said, what one do you fight with? If you don't know, they call him Chan. You fought Jackie Chan? That's what my nickname called me, because I do martial arts. So I said, yeah, you fought Jackie Chan? No, Jackie Chan will bust you up. He will mess you up badly. You better go and apologize to him. So this guy realized who I was, and no, I wasn't backing down. So my friend came up to me about a week later and said, Mike, the guy wants to meet you, apologize. You know, don't fight him, please, don't fight him. So I said, okay, I'll calm down. So I met the guy. So the guy apologized. I said, you know what, guy? You should be careful who you attack sometimes, who you push, because sometimes you get yourself in trouble, you don't know who you're dealing with, you know. So I let it pass, but you learn from this. Don't go around bully anybody who you don't know. So he learned from this, you know. So everything passed, went away, you know. And then about broccoli, they all said, Jackie Chan was here, Jackie Chan. And they called me Jackie Chan because when I started learning martial arts, I got into character. I love Jackie Chan so much, I started wearing the Chinese uniform and the slippers. So when people saw me, they say, it's Jackie Chan. You know, so that's my character. I got into character because I love that martial arts so much. So after that, I started learning martial arts still from my teacher. And then my teacher started to travel different countries to do workshop. He asked me can I assist him at a very young age. And at 18, I started to assist him go to America, Italy, Spain, France, and assist him teaching martial arts. That time, I started to know a lot of the other countries, and the food, different people, cultures. I lived in Italy for a little bit. I learned some Italian, a little bit Italian, just to stay in Italy. Because every time I travel in any country, if you don't know any language, you have trouble. You can't get around at all. And people speak to you weird anyway. And I want to know what people are talking about. So I learned some Italian, stayed with my friends. His mum was Italian, his father was Italian, they only speak Italian. So it's quite good for me to improve my Italian. So I learned a bit of Italian just to go there. So all these countries I've travelled, France, Spain, America, and doing work with my teacher. And then one day I said to myself, guess what, I'm going to go to Hong Kong. I had a job from another teacher, which is named Civil Video, and he worked in the movies. So he asked me and some other group of people I knew, can we do a show in the circus, a martial arts show, for about, let's see, I think about 4 months in Great Yarmouth. And this was like in the 80s. So I said to him, yeah, no problem, I'll do it. But it was like it was really hardcore performance, really hardcore, breaking bricks and things like that in the air, you know, breaking chopsticks on your throat, you know. Madness is what they're doing there in Chinese movies and things like that. I was doing it at a very young age. But there's nothing special about it. It's just how to do it. You can do it. Anyone can do it. Just learn how to do it. So I started all performing for about 4 months. And after 4 months, I said, I was so tired, I said, look, I've made enough money, I'm going to go to Hong Kong. And remember I said my intention to go to Hong Kong in the future? It came. Yeah? So, I learned Wing Chun from my teacher, Sibu Nina Bernardo. I went to go and see his older Kung Fu brother, which is Sibu Wing Chun Hong. And he's a student of Wong Shi Long. And Wong Shi was my grandfather, who we call Si Gung. And my teacher's brother is called Si Bak, uncle. So Wong Shi Long taught Bruce Lee. And I didn't know that until I went to Hong Kong. So my lineage was quite strong and powerful. I didn't know. I didn't know nothing about Wing Chun. All I know was learning martial arts. But when I went to Hong Kong, I found out that the Wing Chun I was learning was really famous. You know, and then Bruce Lee was in this. The teacher, the guy Wong Shilong, who taught Bruce Lee, I was learning from him too. At that time. But at that time, when I arrived in Hong Kong, now the culture shock again, because I arrived in Hong Kong, and they'd never seen black people before. This is 30 years ago. So when I arrived in Hong Kong, it was a shock for me. First it was a culture shock, but I wasn't really worried because I come from an area, Deptford, where I went to a school with mostly white people. So I was used to it. So I said, you call me name, no problem. I can get used to it, I can overcome that. I went to the area where it's all black people and been fighting all the time, so I must have used that also. Now I went to Hong Kong, they looked at you strange because you were black. And before going to Hong Kong, when I was learning martial arts, I learned a bit of Chinese because I liked Chinese cooking. I learned to cook Chinese, and I learned language, a bit of language, just to get by. And at that time, I knew I was going to Hong Kong, so I prepared myself for it. I went to evening classes to learn some Chinese. I learned Chinese to get around, to have a conversation with the person, how you are, what's your number, where you live. So I can do all that, no problem. And I also learned a Chinese character, numbers. So therefore, when I'm going to go buy something, they can't cheat me. I can recognise the character and number, what it is. So if someone said $5 in character, Chinese character, and they tell me $20, I say, no, that's a $5 character. You can't rip me off. So I'm quite versed of travelling and know how people rip you off, don't care where you went to, and what nationality you was. If they can rip you off as a foreigner, they will. So I prepare myself. Now you see, prepare myself for everything what I'm doing in life. So what I did, I went to, got in Hong Kong, arrived in Hong Kong, met a friend who was staying there, a French guy, staying with him. Went to Wong Shilong School the first time. They greeted me. They were very, very nice. And regardless, the Hong Kong Chinese people at that time never seen black people before. When you used to walk the street, they'd say "Hug Wai Ya, Hug Wai Ya," and Hug Wai means a black devil. Right? So I said to them, "What do you call a Hug Wai?" You know. So after I said, "What is his name, Hug Wai?" You know, and they said, "Guai Lo." Guai Lo means a white devil. But they didn't do it as offensive. That's the term that they was using. You know, so, not as a racist term. Yeah, like you see a black man, a white man. You know, you go to another country, they tell you this. But for us, it was offensive. You know, so after a while, I'm living there. You know, I'm walking, and one morning I got up one morning in Hong Kong, come to the house, walking the road, and all children follow me, look at me like this. You know, just following me, look at me. Because they look at me in black. They've never seen a black person before in that town, that village. So, it didn't really affect me at all. I went there for a reason. I went to Hong Kong for a reason, to learn martial arts. And they was curious, as looked at me as a black person. Another situation, I go into a restaurant, and you know when you hear that people eating food in Chinese, very noisy, talking, hey, Homa, go lea, sik fana, you know, ask for food and things like that. They say, mea, you know, what you want to eat, you know, oh, fo gea, go lea, waiter come over here, you know, and you hear all these like money, how much it costs and things like that. So when I walked inside, it went quiet, dead quiet. So my friend next to me said me, he's laughing. He said it went dead quiet, no noise at all. So my friend said to me, chola, no, have a seat. So they say he's speaking in Cantonese. So they say, sit me out. You order, you know. And then I realised I can speak some Chinese. And after that, it went back normal again, talking. Everyone talking, normal again. Yeah. So it's quite funny. But I looked at Chinese people and I was racist. Some are racist, some are not racist. Like any other country, any other culture, same thing. It was different for them seeing a black person, you know. And for me, it was also different because I didn't see black people for 1 year. All I see were pure Chinese people and pure black hair. All Chinese people got black hair. Yeah? And when they used to say to me that black people look alike, after saying them Chinese people look alike, you know? And after they say to me, oh, they call me Hug Wai, I'll call them Wong Wai, yeah, means yellow devil. Yeah? And afterwards I said, look, let's call me Hug Yang, black person. It's more nicer, black people would know it better. So I was educating them as a black person. I said, look, Black people don't like to be called devils. White people are called devils. Let's call Batyan a white person or Hatyan a white person. It's more polite, you know. So as a black person, I was also representing black people, you know. And one time I went with my friend to a laundrette, another situation, and when I walked through the door, the woman stepped back behind the counter. So I asked my friend, what's wrong with her? Why is she stepping back? She thinks you eat people. I said, what? She thinks you eat people. I said, you guys watch too much TV, media, you know? I said, we don't eat people. Well, I don't eat people. Maybe another part of Africa might eat people, but I don't, you know? So they were saying, so they, after a while, you know, I'm a black person in Hong Kong, represent a black person. But if I didn't eat people, they can say, yeah, we do eat people, but I didn't eat people, yeah? So we overpowered that, you know. At the same time, I'm still learning from my Sipa, my uncle, Sipa from Chung Hong. He teaches me lots of things. I learned Chinese culture. Chinese culture got a lot of morals, you know, a lot of culture. I didn't get into Buddhism. I didn't worship nobody. I didn't bow down to nobody. I wasn't brought up to bow down to no man, nothing like that. And I didn't even embrace Islam yet. That was me. I respect people as people, and that's it. But I didn't worship no one at all. If you've got a skill, I appreciate it. I respect you for it, but I don't worship you at all. I never worship no people, idols, singers, nothing like that. I just enjoyed the company, enjoyed what they sang, and that was it. So one day, after staying 1 year in Hong Kong, I came back and started to help my teacher teach over here. And then we sort of went our separate ways later on. And then I started to teach later on in 1995. I opened my own school teaching. And when I started to teach, I had my own method of teaching. And my method was, anybody I teach must have good character, have good respect, good manners, and not be a bully. And I'm not going to teach you. And I can teach anybody. Because I travelled into different countries, I didn't want to have a school just whites. I didn't want to have a school with just blacks. I want to have a school with mixture. Everyone's got to be mixed, and everyone's got to be in harmony. So my structure of school was in my head already. So one day, after in 1995, I had my school, teaching many people, still travelling overseas with my teeth now and then, but eventually I stopped travelling overseas, went back to Hong Kong now and then, and eventually I studied in London. When I had my boy, he's a big boy now, he's grown up, big man now, and I started to teach here a lot. And then when I started to teach, more people will learn from me, coming from different countries will learn from me. But most important thing, I taught by character, that was it. Then one day, one of my students, after many years, he's been with me, he was a Muslim. I didn't know he was a Muslim. His name was Usamah Siddiqui. Really nice brother. We talked about Islam, and you know, he told me, you've got all the manners of an Islam Muslim. The way you think, the way you do, everything's like a Muslim, but you're not a Muslim. So I said to him, you've got good character, you're polite, you give people respect. One thing about me, I don't take no abuse. I'm fair and just, and any negative, I turn to the positive. Anybody gets on my nerves, I deal with them really quickly. I don't let things settle on me. So in my life, any negative comes to me, I do it really quickly and turn to positive. I never keep a negative a negative. So I look at negative and turn to positive. That's the way I think. So my friend said to me, look, you got manners of all Islamic. What you do, Islamic. All you don't do is believe in God. You know it's a God, but you don't really know about God. And he was right. So one day, he brought me down to meet Imam Shakil. That's the first time I met Imam Shakil. This is 9 years ago. I've been a Muslim for 9 years. I saw Imam Shakil 10 years ago for the first time. And my friend, Usamah, all praise to him for giving direction of Islam. I hope Allah rewards him and his family and giving Jannah and source. And introduced me Imam Shakil. Imam Shakil spoke to me a lot about Islam. I just listened. I remember like yesterday, Imam. It's like yesterday. I listened to Imam Shakil, telling about Islam, the pillars of Islam, everything like that. But I said to myself, me, I don't jump in anything just like that. Regardless, someone just told me something. So what I did, I read books for a year on Islam. And the best book I read was the Quran. And the second book I read about Muhammad, about the Prophet Muhammad.
Yes, I do.
The Prophet was my best teacher and is my best teacher today. I advise everybody, non-Muslim or Muslim, to read. Even Muslims don't read about the Prophet Sirah. The Imams all talk about the Sirah, read the Prophet, the Sirah of the Prophet, people. You read this book, it covers everything. I mean everything. Go to a toilet, marriage, kids, business, interacting business, travelling, eating, cooking, everything it covers. Islam covers everything. And in my life, travelling, through my experience from life at a very young age, I was always searching for something. I done martial arts because there was something missing. I need to fill the gap. But I was looking for something really special. I didn't know what it was. I travelled to many countries, many different cultures. Many people were very nice, had a bit of this, had a bit of that. But when I started reading about Islam, it had everything. I mean everything. And I started reading more about Islam. And then, for my martial arts experience, in martial arts, there's an action. You learn something, you're going to learn the action. You can't just learn martial arts and can't do it. You'll be tested. And through Islam, I read about everything about Islam, especially the Quran, you were tested. And you got a chance to repent and fix yourself. So this book was a book of guidance. And there's no other book like it. I don't look at the Bible, any other book, but the Quran has got everything in it you want in there. If you spend time to read it. But I didn't read the Quran once. I read the Quran many times. Because when you read the book once, you just go through it really quickly. And you say, yeah. But when you start reading it again, you miss something. And because of my training, what my training taught me, learning martial arts, repetitions. And when you do repetition of something, you get stronger and stronger and stronger in your belief. And when you understand something, you do it better and better and better. When you love something, you love it and you always carry on doing it. So for me, I had all these points, like I said, knowledge, understanding, structure, loving, belief, and intention. And I had all this in my mind, but when I read the Quran, it had all this in there, everything. And that's what inspired me to become a Muslim. And I'll never turn back to disbelief. Yeah? Don't care, if Satan's always trying to test you, trying to teach you back, put you back to disbelief. As for Muslims, my mind is strong through my martial arts. And for Muslims, their mind could be strong through their religion. But if you don't know your religion very well, you can never be strong. If you don't practice your religion very well, you can never be strong. And this is what my martial arts taught me. If I practice martial arts every day, with the right knowledge and right understanding, my martial art becomes strong. So I always tell my students, martial arts, the way I teach, is a structure, and understanding, and implementing it in any given situation. If you can do that, you have completed the task. You haven't learned something, just learn something to put on the mantelpiece, or just learn something by talking it. So through Islam, it's got all that in it. But unfortunately, we can all talk about Islam, but the action of it is very, very hard. Very, very hard. Example, the prayer. It's a basic thing for Muslims to do, get in the morning and do the Fajr prayer. What can be about 5 o'clock in the morning, 6 o'clock in the morning, depends on the sun. But it's hard for everyone to do. And that's the basics. Me, I do the form, a Wing Chun form we call Simta, for 30 years. And I've done it every day for 30 years. Why? Because I understand it and I love it. That's all. Nothing else. Now, becoming a Muslim now, the Fajr prayer and all prayers are easy for me because I had a structure in myself, a strong belief in myself. And when I read Islam, it was confirmed. So it's easy for me to become a strong Muslim. And a balanced Muslim. Not too extreme to either side. Not weak, not too strong. This balance. And because I can talk to anybody about anything, I can travel anywhere, and they leave me alone. Even when I go to my parents' house, they said to me, Michael won't go to his cousin's house if you've got to play music. Michael won't sit at the table with you if you've got alcohol. They respect me, they respect my religion, alhamdulillah. But I respect my parents also, and they respect me. So I won't do nothing to belittle my religion at all. And you can call me extremist or not, I extremely love Islam, I extremely love Wing Chun. Yeah? That's how I use the word, extreme. I extremely love. I extremely love my brothers, my Cumberland brothers, and my Muslim brothers. I extremely love them to death. That's how I use it, the word extreme. Yeah? Not as a Western person would use it. But, very important, what I learned to interact with the people. If you don't interact with people, they have no idea what you're thinking, what you're doing, or whatever. And we have identity as a Muslim. You know, even when I was working before, I became a Muslim 9 years ago. I worked for a company in the hotels. They said to me, they were saying to me, I'm going to shave my beard. I said, no, I'm not going to shave my beard. I'm working still, I'm not going to shave my beard. I said to them that when a guest comes in with a lot of money, do you tell them to shave their beards? No, you don't. So what are you telling me to shave my beard for? I'm working. They're paying you money coming. They're not right about me. But it's you right about me. I need right about me. I'm working. You know. So you have to and know how to handle and tackle them. You know. But eventually, alhamdulillah, they made me redundant because I wasn't going to shave my beard anyway. But what was really surprising for me, one time I was in the bathroom in a hotel, and I was doing wudu, washing, preparing for prayer, and the guy next to me came in, and he was doing wudu, but he didn't say salams to me. I said to him, "Are you a Muslim?" He goes, "Yeah." So I said, "Why you don't say salams then? You know I'm a Muslim because you can see I'm doing wudu, I've got a beard, I've got a fob on, but you have no beard. I didn't know you was a Muslim or not." So I said, "Look, try to be strong. You know, it's a test, and that's what I read from the Quran and the Sunnah. And most Muslims believe just for the Quran. No, you have two books, the Quran and the Sunnah. The Sunnah is the word of the Prophet, his life, what he said, what he did, or his actions. You have to have two things. Like I told my guys, Wing Chun, when I teach my guys Wing Chun, I really teach them about the way Islam is. I pray that they become Muslims in the future, inshallah. But I just want to direct them, not me. But my Wing Chun, the way I teach, is from an Islamic point of view. Not from a Chinese point of view, not from a Buddhist point of view, not from a black culture point of view, it's purely from Islam point of view. And the Prophet said, he come to perfect your character. So what I do as a Muslim, teaching martial art, improve the person's character, then teach him how to fight. I will never teach someone to fight who's mad. I've got to look at his character first, before I teach him. So a lot of people come to me and say, I want to learn Wing Chun. I said, why? Oh, I'm in a gang, I'm not teaching you. Yeah? Because you're teaching to fight someone, it comes back on me. So I'm not teaching anybody Wing Chun unless you've got good character. Most of the brothers who come to me, say to me, you want to learn Wing Chun? I said, do you do Fajr prayer? They say, no, I'm not going to teach you. If you can't do Fajr prayer, you're not going to take me seriously, are you? So I said, take Allah serious first, and I'll take you serious afterwards. So what I do, I put Allah first. But a non-Muslim, they have no beliefs. They just want to learn something, they're okay. You can teach them. But they become Muslim, they'll have strong belief in their Lord, and then they look at everything second. But right now, the people who don't believe in nothing, believe in the desires. That's all. And they don't want to let that go. That's the difference between Muslims and non-Muslims. So, that's my journey of Islam. There's many things I can talk about, but this is a point of view just to give you to learn from, and you can benefit from me, and that's it really. You know, so thank you very much. If you have any questions.